Alright everyone, we're back. There's tons more VOD movies coming out one after the other. Today I'm going to be talking about the animated feature film, Scoob. So Scoob, if you guys haven't guessed, is the latest Scooby Doo film to come out in theaters. Well, it was supposed to. Either way, I mean, this is directed by a guy named Tony Cervone, and he's done a lot of computer animation and classic animated stuff from years ago, the 90s, 2000s, all the way up until now. The voice cast this time around is Will Forte, Jason Isaacs, Amanda Seyfried, Gina Rodriguez, and a ton of other actors. Fred Welker, actually the only original voice actor from Scooby Doo, I believe, that's still in this film. Voices Scooby in this one. He doesn't voice Fred, weirdly enough. And the voice cast does an okay job. I mean, it's not anything groundbreaking or anything like that. A little weird that Matthew Lillard, the voice of Shaggy for like the past 15 years or so, and of course the guy who played him in the live action films from back in the day, he didn't really know this movie was a thing until they fully announced it. It kind of sucks that he found out that way. So let me give you a setup for this movie. It shows you at first the early years of Shaggy and Scooby, how they met, how they became friends, how they met Fred, Velma, Daphne, and basically what bonded their friendship. But to montage through the growing up phase a bit, they have the Scooby Doo theme song, that's the original one you know, just with a different singer, and they actually do a lot of the scenes from the original 60s intro to CGI animated this time, which I really love. The references in this movie were spot on. In the beginning, it was cool. They were all brought together and they were about to solve their first mystery. It's in a haunted mansion and they're trying to debunk that this guy is a ghost. Like, that feels like Scooby Doo. And there's posters in the background for Hex Girls and stuff like that. Like, they're digging deep with these references. The humor's great. The sound effects are great. And they even got a lot of the obscure stuff down, like saying Shaggy's real first name, his love for crazy food combinations like jalapeno peppers on frickin' ice cream. And the animation style isn't bad. Once they start to get into the movie, when they're older, they want to expand Mystery Inc. and just bring it to a bigger crowd. And I kind of like that. Over all these years of Scooby-Doo being around, you got to do something with it, right? That's what I always thought like Ghostbusters would do. Kind of like what they did with the Men in Black remake. We won't talk about that, but like there's different units all around the world. And I thought that would be a cool thing for Mystery Inc. Why not? Not necessarily focus on those other branches if they did open, because this is a new computer animated movie. And we want to learn about these new characters. I mean, they're new characters to all these kids growing up who've never seen Scooby Doo before. So this is their first iteration of Scooby Doo for them. So how does it go? Well, unfortunately, about 15 to 20 minutes in this film, it just completely takes a shit on every single positive thing that I thought was going for this film. The plot, it's not really mystery related at all. It's a freaking superhero movie. Shaggy and Scooby hang out with a character named Blue Falcon. I believe he's like some other Hanna-Barbera character. And they're going on a mission to find Dick Dastardly. And Dick Dastardly is another Hanna-Barbera character. He's after Scooby Doo because Scooby Doo is some sort of ancient Mayan or Greek descendant of a dog or something like that. I don't know. It's just too hokey. And it's a cartoon. That's fine, but why not have it be horror or mystery inspired like it's supposed to be? Dick Dastardly has these like robots. Scooby and Shaggy and the rest of the gang are separated for like half the movie. It doesn't feel like Scooby-Doo at all. Some things I'm fine with modernizing, like it's taking place in the modern day. I get it. It's not taking place in the 60s or anything like that. So you're going to have some things that seem weird at first, but they try to modernize the soundtrack for this movie way too much. A lot of rap music and pop music, and it's fine to sprinkle some of that in here or there, but it's just played throughout the entire film. It just feels off. And I was talking about all these other characters that they're trying to throw in this movie. They're trying to like do a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Why? Why do it this early? It's basically like if Justice League for the DCEU was the first DCEU movie. That's what they're doing with this. I would hate for kids to think that like this is what Scooby-Doo is. Like they'll grow up with this now thinking that Scooby-Doo is just some like superhero thing. Like cool, I can't wait for the next one. I mean, if kids like it, whatever, but I know a lot of my friends who saw this said the exact same thing I did. And one thing that kind of threw me off is, I get it. Velma is supposed to be the brains of the group and she's supposed to be smarter. And it's a modernization of a nerd. So she plays like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She dresses up as her for Halloween. That's fine. Cool. Why not? But towards the end of the movie, she makes like a toxic masculinity joke. I was like, this is a kid's movie. Like, what the hell is that stuff doing in here? 15, 20 minutes into the movie, just turn it off, guys. You'll thank me later. Funny humor, a functional voice cast, decent animation, a lot of good callbacks and references, but it's overclogged with all these weirdly put cinematic universe characters from Hanna-Barbera. The superhero plot was dumb. Scooby being some ancient descendant of a dog and was like the key to solving this huge thing at the end was really out of place. And all in all, like, a lot of the characters did things that just didn't feel like them. So for me, Scoob, how do I want to rate this? 4.5 out of 10.